Boatworks today is sponsored by Total Boat and Alexial Yacht Coatings, as well as supported by the generosity from the beautiful folks over on Patreon. Thank you so much.
So welcome back to the project, everybody. Now, before we jump into the glass work, there's one of the questions that I wanted to chase down, honestly, since I brought this boat in last fall was, once everything is all said and done, the boat's in the water, sails are up, when I'm in the cockpit, am I actually going to have standing headroom, with the boom, or is it going to be one of those deals where I got to duck every time, otherwise I risk decapitation? Now, about a month ago, I took the sails that came with this boat. I took them, stretched them all out, and I took measurements because I am intending to have new sails made. Presuming that the sails that came with the boat were original, that would age them around like 55, 56 years old, and they've lived their life at that point. So I thought, well, all right, I've got the measurements already. Let me put the tape to the mast here and just kind of get an idea roughly where the boom is going to live. So that's what I did. Now, when you're talking about sails, there's three terms that you should be familiar with. You got luff, leech, and then foot. Now, specifically, I'm going to be talking about the mainsail here. So when you're talking about the luff, that's the part of the sail or the edge of the sail that actually fits in the track and goes up the mast. So that's what basically anchors the sail to the mast. As far as the leech, that's going to be the trailing edge of the sail, and then foot, that's going to be the part that actually rides along the bottom of the top of the boom. So in theory, all I need to do is just from the top of this mast, measure the luff all the way down based on the numbers that I got when I was pulling the sails. Well, the luff on the mainsail that came with this boat, the luff was 21 feet. Okay, I didn't really think much of it. At that point, I wasn't really sure what the overall length on this mast was. But now that I'm actually, sitting here giving it a little bit of thought, a luff of 21 feet on a 24-foot boat, it doesn't seem right, because the mast is longer than the boat, and the boat's 24, so in theory, that sail, that part of the sail, should be at least 26, 28 feet, give or take. So I pulled up my notebook, looking through, and the luff on the sail, the mainsail that came with the boat, was 21 feet. So I thought, that's interesting. The overall length on this mast, now that I've measured it, is 30 feet. So if you just kind of run the math, that means that once the sail is up, at least the sail that came with this boat, that is going to put the boom roughly 9 feet above the deck. So just for reference, 21 feet. So the luff of the mainsail that I have, that puts the bottom of the sail right here. There's still 9 more feet to the base of the mast. Now, just to put things into perspective here, that would put the boom of the mast higher than this ceiling. And then back in the cockpit, add ballpark maybe another 3 feet. That would put the boom roughly 12 feet above my head in the cockpit. Realistically, that's twice as high as what it needs to be. If I could get 6 foot, 6'2", I would be happy with that, but 12 is a little obscene. One of two things has happened over the years. Either one, the sails that came with the boat are not the original sails. Quite possible that happens all the time. Or the mast that came with the boat is not the original mast, and it's actually supposed to be quite a bit shorter. Either one. I've seen situations where either of those things have happened. Now, I'm leaning towards that this actually is the original mast, just based on the hardware that's on here. It's the exact same style of winches on the mast as there was in the cockpit area when I was removing those. The footprint of the base of the mast fits the pocket or the step up on deck. So I'm pretty sure that this is the mast that's supposed to be with that boat. So that means that somewhere along the lines, the sails got swapped out. And given the size of the sails that I have, I'm guessing somebody cobbled together, an extra pair off of like an old Catalina a 22 or a McGregor or something along those lines. But one thing is for sure, they are absolutely not the sails for this boat. So I'm glad. This is actually the first time in a long time that procrastination has actually paid off for me, because luckily I did not submit those sail measurements to Daryl over at Precision Sails. I hadn't forwarded those on to him yet. So let me Let me text Daryl real quick and just kind of see what he wants me to measure, because obviously we can't go off of the sales that I have. Switch gears. I want to get these panels, the bulkheads and everything glassed up. Before I can start rolling out new material here, I need to do a little bit of trimming. So I did the first layer of glass on the underside here, and then I ran out of material. But while I was doing that, some of the edges came and just kind of rolled over the edge, and they're sticking up a little bit proud. So if I try and come over with any type of material now, edges like this are going to hold the glass up. It's just not going to work. And I also have some little drops and whatever that came down the edge. So I'm going to do a little bit of trimming here just to knock down these highest points on both of these panels. Now at some point I am going to have to do a serious trim on here to bevel the underside. Now just for a little bit of a refresher, these are going to be the floor panels or the new sole panels for inside the cabin on the sailboat. But I want to hold off on doing that, that extensive trimming until both faces are glassed. What I'm trying to avoid is the way that these are cut right now, these are a good fit. And if I were to come in and do kind of a heavy bevel or a heavy trim on these now, I'm going to lose a little bit of meat around the perimeter of each of these panels. And I don't really want to do that. I want to remove as little as possible. So for right now, I'm just going to remove what's going to kind of prevent me from laying the glass up on these faces. Then after all that glass is up, cured and ready to go, then I'll come in and I'll do I get it all done in one swat. I'll get the edges trimmed up, get the undersides beveled, and then at that point they're ready and they're ready to be installed. All right, well, good morning. Let's see. Well, that's good. Everything's set up. They're definitely stiffer, a lot stiffer. There's still a little bit of bounce, but not much. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cure these off today. And then come time, when they're actually ready to be installed, after I get all the interior of the hull prepped here. Once these are down and they're tabbed in, then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some more 1708 and kind of overlap all of the seams, because there's 3 panels total. So I've got these 2, and then I've got the forward section over there. That's still not glassed yet. I really could use another bench in here, but I don't have the room for 2 benches in here. So I've got to leapfrog things a little bit here. But anyways, once these things are down and they're tabbed in place, then I'm gonna take some glass and I'm gonna overlap all the seams just to tie everything all together. So they're 3 pieces now, but when they're actually installed, they'll actually become kind of one uniform piece. And I think that'll be a good way to approach this. So the resin I use for wetting out the glass here, this is a laminating material. So that means that it's a polyester resin that does not contain wax. Now, in order for polyester to fully cure, you need to create some type of an air barrier. So you can do that a few different ways. My preference is to use a white gel coat that contains wax. The wax floats up to the surface. That creates the air barrier so that everything beneath it can fully cure. I think I'm going to do 16 ounces between the two panels. I think that'll be about right. Now, as far as prep that I need to do on the inside of the hull before I can start putting these panels down, if you look along the sides here, you can see the white paint. That white paint is a one-part material, and my intention is to go over the entire surface of the interior here with a barrier coat. The barrier coat is a two-part material, and so anything that's one part, like this existing paint that's on the hull, that needs to be completely removed. Otherwise, when I go over top with the barrier coat, that's going to melt the one-part paint. It's going to bubble and flake off. It's going to look like crap, and it's not going to last. So all that material needs to be completely removed, and we've gotten started, but it's it's a little bit of a process. It's not a matter of just scuffing the surface. We've got to completely remove that one-part material. So it's a little slow going, but that's all right. It'll get done. But once that's done, then I want a barrier coat. Then I can get the panels tabbed in place and glass this all together. Then I can get the bulkheads in place because the bulkheads rest on top of these panels. And then we should be in good shape. Then I can start actually laying out the interior and getting those components made up. All right, so quick update before I wrap things up here. We have some friends coming up that we haven't seen in over 3 years, and they're about a half hour out, so I'm going to be cutting this video short, a little short just for that main reason. We'll want to be able to spend some time with them. But a couple of updates. I did get a hold of Daryl over at Precision Sales, and we can absolutely, get this all sorted out. I am going to have to take some more detailed measurements on the deck, and specifically on this mast. There's a couple modifications that I really would like to be able to make. I got to reach out to someone. To see if how possible it's really going to be. But so we can 100% work on that one. And then also, where's my list here? Oh, I got an update. It sounds like most, if not all, the Victron stuff, all the hardware that I went over last week, sounds like that's going to be delivered early next week, like on Tuesday-ish. And that is very, very, very exciting. That was one of the things I was a little concerned about, potentially having some delays for, having it in hand for when I actually need it. But no problems. It sounds like everything's going to be here right on time. So awesome. Everything's dropping into place, and it's a Friday. How good is that? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to button this one up so I can get this cleaned up, get the video edited, and then go hang out with my friends. And yeah, try and enjoy the weekend. So as always, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found this interesting. And if you did, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you in advance. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave those down below. I'll do my best to follow up with you. And as always, I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend. And I'll see you in the next video.
This has been a Boatworks Today production.